Okay, let's get into that age-old question that people don't like to always sit with and reflect with, and we think it's just like a basic question, but honestly, it holds a lot of truth. If you could summarize 2025 in one word, what would it be? So if you need time to really like reflect and ponder on that question, baby, that's totally fine. I'm gonna give you some time because I'm a ramble, okay? Welcome to my mother freaking TED Talk. So when I heard this question on one of my favorite podcasts, if not my favorite podcast, if you're not new here, you already know it's for the healthy hoes, baby. So they asked this question, and Homeboy on the podcast said something I have never heard before. He said one word, he would use marathon. I said, I would have never thought of that as a descriptive word, but honestly, he ate. So let me tell you why he ate for me personally. So this year, well, last year, because baby, we in 2026. Last year, I joined a running group, me and my daughter. And while I didn't do a marathon, being in that running group inspired me to do a marathon. If y'all don't know, a marathon is 26 miles, okay? The people who do it, they do it. Because, baby, sometimes just a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles is like, what are we doing here? I did 5 miles one day and decided to go to work after. And I was like, are you well? But anywho, when he said marathon, it made me think like, that's real. Because life is not a sprint. Like last year was a marathon. Some months I was running, some months I was walking, some months I wanted to crawl. I'm pretty sure when you do a marathon, you question, you're like, baby, what are we doing here? Like, we're moving, but like, why am I moving? Why did I choose to get this motherfucking ticket? Like, am I okay? And then you probably get to the end of the year or the end of that finish line, and it's like, nah, like I did that, however I felt during, however I felt prior, however I feel after, like I get a chance to say, hey, I did it. And also I went through a journey just to get here. And I think last year was a journey. If I had to pick another word, I would say journey, but marathon hits it on the mother freaking nail. And it felt like a full circle moment because I went through a lot of grief last year, if I'm just being honest with you. And I remember the first time I ever really sat with grief was Nipsey's funeral. And it's crazy because when I think about Nipsey, the first word I think about is marathon. So yesterday when I was getting ready to go about my day, it was New Year's Day. I don't know when this video is dropping, but just know that on New Year's Day, I played the whole Nipsey Victory Lap album. And if you haven't played it, go ahead and play it because it was motivating. It made me realize like, dang, like people really think that legacy is only about kids, but your legacy could be the art that you create. And I pray that one day this or, whatever I decide to contribute to this world is also my legacy, along with my child, because Nipsey's album was fire. And I think it's one of them albums like I never thought I would ever sit there and play the whole album. Not because he's not a good artist, but he just wasn't my artist that I would say like I listen to all the time. But now we have changed, baby. But when I say a full circle moment is when Nipsey died, I remember I watched the funeral because I love Lauren London. My favorite movie is ATL. Like I have loved Lauren London for years. And she said something that really struck me, and I've never forgotten it, and I've held it close to my heart. She said, Nipsey saw her that we don't get to possess people, we experience them. And I felt like, dang, like that's the realest thing I've ever heard when it comes to grief, because we live this life and we know that, death is going to be the end, but we also know that we don't know when it's coming. So we try to hold on, we try to control things, and it's like all we can do is just experience them and be grateful that the love was there. So I'm saying all this to say is to run your marathon. Don't look at life as a sprint. Don't look at it as you failed if you messed up on mile 1, mile 2, even mile 25. Keep going. It's always about the journey. And I think a song that I didn't really understand from my childhood, because they say you always know the words as a kid, but you really understand them once you're older and you've experienced more, is The Climb by Miley Cyrus. Like, she ate too, because it's not about the destination. It's about the climb, baby. Take your time. Enjoy the climb. Because once you get to that destination, you can really be grateful and really know that you accomplished something because you took your time during that climb. Happy New Year, y'all.